everybody. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll get started about the 2-minute mark. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, finalist teams. Welcome, final judges, and welcome everyone who's tuning in to watch the Circular Plastics Challenge Final Showcase. Today, we are laser focused on the topic of business model innovation with the goal of keeping plastics in the economy and out of the environment. The 5 finalist teams that are presenting today were selected over 50 final submissions from around the world and represent a variety of business concepts that were evaluated on their ability to reduce plastic leakage into the environment, increase circularity, and improve the livelihoods of both the employees and the end market consumers, all while considering profitability, scale, and consumer adoption. It was absolutely no small task, but as you will see with the presentations of our top 5 finalist teams, they were up for the challenge. Finalist teams, congratulations to each of you for diving headfirst into grappling with one of the most complex challenges and questions in the sustainability movement today, and for your accomplishment of making it to today's event. I want to thank our program partners, Cameron Mattingly and Jasmeet Kaur from the Coca-Cola Company, and Tori Flynn and Janet Scribina from Hillenbrand. Thank you for your visionary leadership and partnership in making this program a reality. We would also like to thank the employees at Hillenbrand and the Coca-Cola Company who served as mentors for our finalist teams to prepare them for success at today's event. Gracie Wincono, Marta Orozco, Connor Brockman, Sabine Schoenfeld, and Jasmeet Kaur, thank you for your support and guidance of our finalist teams. Now on to our exciting task at hand. We have one primary purpose for our event today, which is to identify the first, second, and third place winners of the 2023 Circular Plastics Challenge. The first team will take home a $10,000 cash grand prize, with the second and third place winning $2,000 and $1,000 respectively. So here's the plan. Just after this welcome and introduction section, we'll begin the pitch presentations from our top 5 finalist teams. Each team will have a max of 7 minutes to present their innovation, followed by 5 minutes of Q&A from the judging panel. After that, we'll take a 10-minute break and then break into 2 breakout rooms on Zoom. The final judges will go into one room with the finalist participants in another room. After 15 minutes, we'll rejoin here in the main room and announce the winners of the challenge. Finally, we'll close the event with some announcements and final remarks and take a photo as a group before the event officially concludes. Sound good? Great. Next, I'd like to introduce our esteemed final judging panel. We are honored to have Sarah Dearman, the Chief Innovation Officer at the Recycling Partnership, Massimo Serapioni, General Manager at the Recycling Business Unit at Coperion, a Hillenbrand company, and Kurt Ritter, General Manager of Sustainability at the Coca-Cola Company. Judges, thank you for being here today, sharing your expertise with us, and helping us identify our challenge winners. Wonderful. So now we will go ahead and start the finalist presentations. Finalist teams, as a reminder that just as we practiced, I'll count you down and keep time for you. I'll say 3, 2, 1, and then you're free to begin talking or presenting your pitch. A 1-minute warning will be given to you in the chat at the 6-minute mark. Judges, I will also keep time for you during your 5 minutes of Q&A after each team presents. Finalist teams, please remember the order in which you're presenting. For the teams who are on deck, please have your slides ready to go and ready to share screen during the presentation before you so we can swiftly transition screen share and stay on time. Audience members, please refrain from typing anything in the chat during the finalist presentations, including asking questions about their innovation or giving even positive praise or reactions to limit disruptions during their 7-minute pitch. After each team completes their presentation and Q&A with the judges, you are welcome to provide positive praise in the chat or do reactions on Zoom if you wish. This is a friendly competition and we're all working towards the same goal here. Lastly, if at any point there are internet disruptions that interfere with your pitch, I will pause the timer and ask you to re-present wherever you left off. All right, so our first team up to present is the University of San Diego from the United States. We have Shira, Juhi, Honorable, and Sabathra presenting. Tanzania professional team, you are on deck. University of San Diego team, please join us on camera. And Shira, are you ready to share your slides?
I'm ready to share my slides.
Awesome. Go ahead and start sharing. And let me set up the timer for you to count you down. Your slides look great. All right. Are we ready to go, USD?
Yes.
Great.
Yes, we're ready.
Awesome. Great. All right. And in 3, 2, 1.
Do you remember the last time you ordered in with your family? A bag arrives filled with steaming hot plastic containers of delicious food, and everyone sits around the table and digs in as enticing smells fill the air. Well, the rest of America is right there with you, enjoying the convenient and time-saving option. Takeout has increased in demand 300% faster than dine-in since 2014. These days, 60% of US consumers order takeout on an average weekday, which makes over 52 billion orders in a year. And that's not even including the weekend. Despite this massive uptick, recent studies have shocked scientists. Single-use food and beverage containers make up 44% of the plastic waste found in the ocean, threatening the health of every living thing on Earth. So to sum up, people worry about sustainability, but are still ordering more takeout for the speed and convenience. Restaurants don't have a simple and cost-effective way to make takeout environmentally friendly, and as a result, single-use food and beverage containers make up 35% of the plastic in US landfills. Our solution is to go green. It will create an affordable and easily adoptable solution for restaurants to keep takeout plastic out of the landfill and to provide a more sustainable option for customers who value the speed and convenience of takeout. This has the potential to keep over 14 million tons of plastic out of the landfill yearly in the US. And here's how we're going to do it.
We are going to create BPA-free containers made of number 2 plastic, which is high-density polyethylene. It is food safe, and unlike the number 1 plastic, it is safely reusable, can be heated or frozen, is incredibly durable, and can be easily recycled up to 10 times. These containers will come in 3 different size and shape options for restaurants to choose from and will be built to withstand up to 1,000 deliveries and washes. How the To Go Green system works. When a customer orders takeout, they simply choose the To Go Green container option for an additional price. Once they finish their meal, they can either drop off the container at a nearby facility or arrange for them to be picked up. The containers will then be cleaned and sanitized at the To Go Green facility and sent back to the restaurants for reuse. By implementing a circular economy approach to the use and disposal of the To Go Green containers, we reduce waste, conserve resources, and create a more sustainable future.
So what exactly is our launch strategy? We decided to break it up into 4 different quarters. Q1, you develop a framework. We're going to have drop-off locations, plastic containers, and strategic partnerships. By Q2, we're going to do a soft launch. So we are in San Diego. Just only natural that we get into our local food courts and our local grocery stores. By Q3, we plan to scale locally. So local restaurants, chain restaurants in San Diego. And of course, we plan to expand by Q4. California grocery stores with prepared foods, chain restaurants in California, and local California restaurants. So let's talk about our value proposition. So we're enhancing a value on 2 different levels by brokering a relationship between restaurants and sustainable conscious companies and takeout customers. Here is how we plan to appeal to both. So firstly, to restaurants, right? Sustainable recognition equals more money. That gives them additional income. Customers can choose them over other options. And there's no need to create their own containers because we're going to be providing them for them. Takeout customers, right? So they get the option for sustainable boxes. And most importantly, they also get points, right? So that means that they can get sustainable swag. They can get sustainable hydro flask, partnership with t-shirts. And the most importantly, personal satisfaction. Who doesn't like to feel good? No need to do research on other sustainable restaurants because we're going to create an ecosystem of impact-driven restaurants. So let's talk about how we plan to go to market. So first, it's probably obvious, but millennials and Gen Z, they actually order the most takeout. And guess what? They also care about impact more than price. So that's why we're going to target them first. We're going to gamify the app to earn points. We plan to make it fun, which then allows us to offer incentives for more sustainable companies, right? So those incentives would be, like I said before, getting a certain amount of points where you can get hydro flask, sustainable clothing, just anything within the sustainable sector with other companies. Most importantly, we want to create a hype with badges. This is a perfect aspect of a perfect company to get into media, TikTok, and we want to make it fun. We want to create hype and badges to create a social impact-driven company.
In this idea, we earn money in a very simple way. Restaurants pay a monthly fee to join the To Go Green program. They are given a badge to use for marketing, similar to the Uber Eats, Grubhub, and Rewards badges that they put in their windows. Join To Go Green's ever-expanding list of sustainable restaurants to support and access to our sustainable containers. They can also choose to pay for top billing and additional marketing on our app. The only thing consumers pay is the additional minor cost for the container when they order. But once they return the container, they get points and join our rewards program. There are definitely many other options on the market right now, but none of them are as scalable and environmentally friendly as us. Single-use containers like the ones made of styrofoam or plastic-lined cardboard are definitely the most scalable, but are also the most harmful to the environment. Compostable options aren't reusable and actually use more water to produce than reusable options. Deliver Zero and GoBox have reusable containers like we do, but have been created for specific restaurants and are not designed to be scaled throughout the state and then country. The other issue with these companies is that they put 100% of the financial burden on the consumer without providing any benefits for use. To Go Green is the most scalable and environmental option that affordably engages all parties in making our planet more green. Every person on the team is passionate about making a positive impact on the environment and comes in with the unique skill set necessary to make To Go Green happen. To Go Green will help keep plastics in the economy and out of the environment, benefiting takeout customers, restaurants, and the health of the world we share. Thank you so much for listening to our idea. Are you ready to go green?
Thank you, University of San Diego. We'll now open the floor to our 3 judges for questions. The 5 minutes on the clock will start now.
All right, I'll go ahead and start. First of all, congratulations, great presentation. I have a question around logistics, and you might have touched it a little bit. So who's in the end responsible for bringing, you mentioned that you're going to have drop-off locations or have them being picked up. Who's responsible for that part of the logistics?
So we were thinking that when we partner with Grubhub and Uber Eats for implementing our idea on their app so people can choose our containers, we can ask them to help us out with picking up the containers when they're doing their next deliveries.
Okay, so they would be basically bringing the food, and if you have a container from last time, you can basically give it back to them. They bring it back then to the restaurant.
They can either bring it to the restaurant where we will arrange a pickup, or they can bring it to our facility depending on where our facility is located.
Okay.
And we're also going to have a central drop-off location in local supermarkets, which is a place that people go at least once a week, usually.
Yep. And have you had any of these conversations with these companies yet, with the supermarkets, regarding collecting, or with Uber, Grubhub, and so on?
Right now, this is just a concept, so we haven't moved forward with any of the ideas.
Yep. Thank you.
I would love to build on that and have a couple of questions about the reuse and what you think the return rate will be. Have you done any research on what the expected return rate of the packages could be? And then the second part of that question would be what you estimate the cost of that package would be compared to the cost that the consumer would pay to get it.
Yeah, so if we want to talk about, first off, like the return rate, that's why we kind of have the incentive model that we also have in there, because we also understand that, within our users, right, if you can, get a sustainable Hydro Flask or t-shirt, then the return rate is going to be a lot higher. And then when it comes to the business model, we kind of just looked at it compared to our competitors. So a lot of companies right now, they go on wholesale for containers and they're spending about 30 to 40 cents per package for about 200 containers, right? So then we also understand we're sustainable. So we're going to make our stuff a little bit like about 70 cents, but then that is still allows, for our users or our takeout customers to still afford it an additional $3 to get a bunch of points. So that's kind of some of the number breakdown that we had there. We kind of wanted to just make sure that our product was a little bit better and provided a lot more value than some of our competitors.
Yeah, I think that's really helpful. I've seen with some of these models, if the cost that the consumer pays does not cover the cost of the package itself, then it can create a losing proposition. So it sounds like you've thought through that.
Yeah.
Hi. Building a little bit as well on the kind of concept of logistics. You obviously talked about a little bit, and I was hoping you could expand on the sort of wash hub sort of concept of, the washing piece of this is critical because you have state level requirements from, and federal and FDA. There's these packages are going to go back out to another consumer. So how do you see the washing proximity? Are you going to have your own wash hubs sort of standalone? Would you partner with other sort of potential washing facilities? And if so, there's a lot of capital required to stand that up if it's on your own. So just tell us a little bit more about that, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I think it naturally makes the most sense to partner with other facilities. And the reason why that is because if we were to get, one facility in a central location, and then say it was too far from another part of our restaurants, then we wouldn't want to do that. So I think definitely partnering with other facilities, and we're not too sure on the exact cost yet, but to our understanding, it is still a little bit cheaper than 44 million tons being in the landfill. And I think even if it is a little bit more expensive, I think our model is still a lot better than what's already out there.
About 35 seconds for another question.
Yeah, just a very quick one. How does this look from a restaurant perspective, right? Because they're the ones that are going to have to adopt it in the end. How does the cost of this compare to normal packaging again?
So the cost is definitely a little bit higher for purchasing the containers. We think that the benefits will outweigh the cost for the restaurant because one, they're getting another badge to display in their marketing and on their windows and stuff saying that we are sustainable. And as we mentioned, Gen Z and millennials who make up majority of the takeout orders care a lot about impact. So Gen Z and millennials, we do the research to figure out which restaurants are sustainable and which restaurants we should support. So if a restaurant joins the To Go Green program, they are showing that they are to be supported, and they'll get more traffic from that.
Great.
They're essentially getting a funnel from.
We are at
sorry,
time.
yeah.
Sorry, Shira. We need to move on to the next team. Thank you, judges. And thank you, University of San Diego.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Tanzania professional team. Wamola and team, you are up next. Please go ahead and start sharing your slides once I drop mine. Asade Business School, you are on deck. I'm going to pull up the timer here, and Wamola and team, please get your slides ready to go. All right, Wamola and Nikolaos, are you ready to go?
Yeah. Yes, we are just ready to go.
All right, 7 minutes on the clock, starting in 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Greetings, all. My name is Wamola Mwangwa, CEO of Gelmark Holdings Limited, a company innovating around circular economy in Tanzania. So, globally, around 2 million tons of plastic waste are generated every year. But sadly enough, only 9% of that is getting collected and recycled. Due to lack of proper incentives in many parts of Africa, this rate is keeping on decreasing year after year. Gelmark, we've come with a solution, which we call Vendify. Vendify essentially is a vending station. So what it does, first of all, for the user, who many are collectors, they come to the vending station so they can exchange waste with domestic consumable. But also, there are some households that are coming to the vending station to purchase goods for their own use. So through vending station, we can provide the discount so that can provide some incentive to these two groups to collect more waste. So the value that we are providing to the users who are collectors, we do spot exchange. That is when you come with your waste, we convert it and we provide you with household consumables. This is more clear that with these consumers, we have the competitive edge, because when they go to the other waste collectors, they can get paid in 14 days. So you can imagine somebody cannot stay hungry for 14 days just waiting for his or her own money. And also we are providing the discount of 5% when you come with your reusable container to the vending station. In terms of market, our target market is in Sub-Saharan Africa. We target that market because waste has got the economic significance in this area. So from the pilot that we have done, because we have completed the product in past 12 months, so we have been operated for all over the year. So we have found that with this vending station, we can increase the income of this household 5 times, from $30 per month to $150 per year. So we are targeting around 50,000 waste collectors. Our business model interacts wholesaler who provide consumables to the vending station. We have waste collectors who come with their waste for conversion, and also there are recycling companies that are coming to the vending station in order to pick waste. So our business model is that, our revenue model is that we are making a commission from this waste collectors, which is 5%. We also earn commission from wholesale because they are using our vending station to sell their product, as well as we are charging 2% to waste collectors for administration fee of waste. In terms of impact that we have been created, we've been able to create around 300 number of jobs. In past 12 months, we have been able to collect and recycle 120 tons of plastic waste. And also we have been able to mitigate CO2 to the extent of 150 tons. In terms of KPI metrics that we are using, we track the metrics by using number of collectors that we've been engaging month after month. We also collect the data regarding that tons of plastic that we've been able to collect and send to the recyclers. As also we are targeting, we are also measuring number of women that have been connected with our product. So in terms of SDG, we have been able to promote the SDG number 5, SDG number 8, SDG number 12, and SDG number 15. Okay,
Thank you. Hi, team. In past 12 months, our go-to-market strategy has been focused most on our households as well as plastic waste collectors. We also have engaged with several partners, most from the government, which are municipals, as well as in business side, we have engaged with wholesalers, not to mention as well as funders. And our means of acquiring customers has been through direct sales, as well as engaging in exhibition, like locally and internationally. We have also embraced the make use of the social media platforms. We are innovators of experience in this circular economy for more than 2 decades now. We are from the background of image, information technology, waste management, and finance space. Now, we are asking for 10,000 USD from net impact, which we do believe that this will assist us to meet our operational budget, on which in the next 6 months, we are having a milestone of achieving 1,000 plastic waste collectors.
Thank you. So our last message is that plastic is the global problem, but it's something that we cannot abolish it for good. So as innovators, as funders, as policymakers, let's make it real. Let's do our part. Let's embrace circular economy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Roland and Nikolaos. And we'll start the clock for 5 minutes for questions from the judges.
I could go first. I wanted to just ask a bit of a follow-up question on, so the model of incentive for the collector, but really for the entire operations, really coming from, if I understood it correctly, if you can just repeat that, from the commissions that you're charging the wholesalers for the access to your collection center point, as well as a bit of an administrative fee from the collectors. there's
no.
there seems to be a financial model that will allow for the exchange of the waste that has obviously some value with the consumables that the collectors would want. I'm just not really, if you could just quickly clarify that for me.
Sure. So in terms of value that we are creating to collectors, because collectors, they need to collect waste, maybe they need to collect up to 10 kilograms in order for the recycling company to come and collect that waste. But because we saw that is very challenging for individual collector, we allow them to come to our vending station. And they give that waste, we hold that waste because we know the value of waste. So I can give example, 1 ton of plastic waste we can be sold for $150. So we know that is the value. So we exchange you with a domestic consumable. If you need sugar, if you need cooking fuels, so we give you that. So, but when we come to the revenue model, that's how we make money. If you are a collector, when you come with your waste, we need to sort it out. So we need to sort it. So we are charging you a certain amount. So if it is $150, so we charge you 2% of that in order for us to collect your waste, to pack it in order for somebody to pick it up. So that is kind of revenue. But in terms of incentives, so first of all, because most of this recycling company, they delay payment. They may pay in 10 or 14 days, but you find somebody need to sell waste in order to get food consumables. So we give it right away. But also, we provide you a discount of 5% whenever you buy it from our vending station.
I'm curious, just building on that. So that I'm hearing is a way that you're different from other competitors in the space. Can you describe some other things that are different and make your model more interesting than others?
So basically our differentiating factor when we compare to the competitors is that the timely conversion. So if you can stay with your waste for 14 days, or you can give it to us and get your consumables today. So that is the first differentiating factor. But secondly, you can get a certain discount whenever you purchase, but the condition is that you need to use reusable container. So you come with your reusable container, then you can purchase. So that is one of our advantage of our vending station. So because in Africa, waste is being maybe sold by waste collectors in order to get food consumables. So if I can give you food consumables today, instead for you to wait for 14 days, then it makes a certain value to come to me compared to when you go to the competitor.
Certainly immediate gratification is nice. Are you seeing any difference in the way people like to get those household consumables versus money?
Yes. Yeah, we can take the time value of money. If I give you the exchange today, rather than waiting, maybe getting $1 value today, rather than waiting for 14 days to get the same dollar, I think you can come where you can get exchange in order, instead of waiting for 14 days in order to get maybe $1 after that time.
Great. Thank you, Bomola and Nikolaos, for your presentation, and thank you, judges, for your questions. We'll now move on to the third presentation, which is ESADE Business School in Spain.
Hello.
Hello, welcome. ESADE, you have 7 minutes. And on deck is Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Let me go ahead and allow you to share your screen, ESADE. You are free to share your screen. And once you are ready, I will start the clock for 7 minutes. Your slides look great. We'll begin in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everyone. We are Team Isade from Barcelona, Spain, and we are here to bridge a gap. The EU wants all plastic packaging to be recyclable by 2030, but companies may not have the capabilities to achieve this. Today, 36% of all plastic produced are used in packaging, and most of it ends up in landfill. Hence, we identified an opportunity in a commodity, which is inelastic and not affected by seasonality. Yes, we are talking about toilet paper. Average amount of plastic used in packaging, a popular size of toilet pack is 25 grams. With current growth trends, by 2027, it would translate into 48 million kgs of non-recyclable plastic per annum. Let's see how EcoVent bridges this gap.
Hi, everybody. We're EcoVent, Daniela, Anna, and Deepakshi. And our vision is to eliminate single-use plastic from FMCG supply chains to reduce environmental waste and meet EU 2030 sustainable goals. How are we going to do this? Well, we're taking out traditional plastic packaging from toilet paper and we're throwing out the window. No, I'm kidding. We're recycling it. But we're taking the toilet paper rolls and we're putting them in vending machines. These vending machines will be found in your traditional everyday supermarket stores. The way it works is that manufacturers send pre-filled pellets to retailers. Now, I emphasize pre-filled for 2 reasons. Number 1, this ensures maximum hygiene from the manufacturer's side. They can make sure that all the standards are being met with the product, and that way the retailer doesn't actually have to interact with the product. And 2, it facilitates restocking of the vending machines to make it fast and smooth for the retailer. Now, the beauty of this is that I'm sure everyone on this call has used a vending machine of sorts at some point in their life. Consumers are already used to this type of machine. We are simply taking it to the next level by using technology of the pallets and, of course, of air purification and sanitization systems to find a solution to plastic. So like I said, consumers would find them in their traditional shopping aisles, select on the screen how many paper rolls they want, and of course, what type they want. And we will most definitely encourage people to bring their own bags. However, we will also have eco-friendly bags available that they can reuse every time they come to shop. They will get a little ticket, pick up their product, and pay at checkout as per usual. It's super simple and it's easy for them. Our value proposition is a B2B equipment as a service model, where we're leasing out customized vending machines to manufacturers. This annual leasing will also include maintenance, and we can also help provide consultation services for the retailers, making sure that it fits in the store accordingly. The end users of this product are environmentally conscious consumers like you and me on this call today. Consumers who want eco-friendly products to alternatives for products that they use every day, like toilet paper. Our launch proposal consists of 3 main parts. We'll start off with pop-up stores in Barcelona with a manufacturer's brand such as Kimberly-Clark's Scottex. This way we can test it out, see how consumers interact with the machine and kind of get them used to this new way of shopping for toilet paper. By year 2, we'll be able to expand throughout Barcelona with a retail store like Carrefour, still carrying Kimberly-Clark toilet paper. And by year 3, we can expand to multiple cities in Spain like Madrid, Valencia, Bilbao, and Sevilla.
We are MBA students and we are not going to suggest a business model without computing its impact. If you're wondering why we are talking about Carrefour or Kimberly-Clark, it's because both the companies have historically actively been working towards reducing plastic from their products. A partnership with Carrefour will give us access to 1,300 plus supermarkets in Spain, which will translate an impact to eliminate 2.54 million kgs of plastic by year 3, 23.8 million kgs of plastic by year 5, and more than 46 million kgs of plastic by year 7. Next. Let's talk about benefits to the key stakeholders who will be affected by this model. For manufacturers, we expect cost savings from 2 aspects. First of all, cost saving on packaging, which we expect to be about 1 to 6% of the total product cost, and on plastic tax. Yes, in Spain, there's a concept of plastic tax, which is levied by government at the rate of 0.46 euros per kg of plastic that is used by a manufacturer in its product. For retailers, we expect that they can optimize on space vertically, since they can go higher and are not limited to human reach level. For end consumers such as you and me, we can buy customized product mix. We can buy 7 rolls of toilet paper, out of which 4 can be the thick rolls and 3 can be the thin ones. We can also expect some price reduction if the manufacturer wishes to share its cost-saving benefits with us. Also, we all are aware about the hassles of segregating recycling and non-recycling plastic. We are simply eliminating those hassles by eliminating plastic from the packaging. And we are also helping EU reach its 2030 sustainability goals. In terms of scalability, our model is scalable, is not just limited to toilet paper or Spain. We can expand to kitchen rolls and paper tissues, the impact of which we expect to be about 70 million kgs of plastic per annum. And why just limit to paper industry? We can also expand to other industries such as sponges, loofahs, utensil scrubs, and many more. World is full of opportunities. And in terms of geographical expansion, we just mentioned about our partnership with Carrefour Spain, but we can also collaborate with other international retailers such as Aldi and Lidl, which will give us access to 10,000 plus supermarkets just in Europe.
So what are the next steps? Well, first, we really want to validate our idea with a manufacturer like Kimberly-Clark and make sure that our business plan is solid and we can move forward. We also want to start looking for vending machine suppliers. This is to ensure that they can still be sustainable and that our customized pellet idea is actually doable. This will lead us to our MVP. And we all know that once you have a minimal viable product, you can start looking for investment and really take the idea off the ground. Once we have the MVP, we can also start talking with retailers such as Carrefour and establish a partnership so that we can establish the partnership between retailer and ensure the circular economy collaboration with the manufacturer. Help us eliminate single-use plastic from 25,000 stores in Spain by 2027. Thank you.
Thank you, ESADE team. We'll now open it up to the judges for 5 minutes.
I guess I'll start with the first one. Never thought I would have so many questions about toilet paper, but a good presentation. So help me understand the model. So I understand you're putting these vending machines in. Who would be the owner of this vending machine? And I thought I understood that you'd be the owner, would be leasing it out to these companies. Obviously, that seems to be very capital intensive. Have you had any thoughts around that?
Can you repeat the last part of your question, please?
Well, my question is really who will be the owner of this, and then what impact will that have on your financial plan, given that if you'd be owning these machines, it's pretty capital intensive?
For sure. We've thought about the business model intensively. We've gone about it many different ways. In the end, we decided that we, Ecovend, will be the owners of the vending machines, and it's just going to be a leasing business model where we're leasing it out to manufacturers. This is one to make sure that it's running smoothly, especially at the beginning, since we're still adapting it to every manufacturer. On the cost side, I believe Deepakshi has some some information about how much they would be saving on shelving space. And also at the end of the day, I mean, we are disrupting an industry here. It is like we do assume some, I guess, learning curves with the supply chain. However, yeah, I mean, do you have anything to add, Deepakshi?
Yeah, so basically the model is very simple. We will be licensing the machine to the manufacturers, and the manufacturers will be pushing the machine to the retailers to be placed in their aisles instead of the shelf space. And this is primarily the model, and we are expecting some cost savings, although we have to still work out on the details.
Right. And so that kind of leads me to the next question that you kind of answered already. So you are talking to the manufacturers, so the people who make the toilet paper, to sell the toilet paper. You're not, because you mentioned that you're a partnership potentially with Carrefour. So but that would be then the shop side, right? you would basically bank on the fact that the retail, not the producers would actually then ask the stores to implement this machine in their on their shop floor.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
Exactly. This is the business model. So as Danny said, manufacturers would be our direct clients, right? So we would be designing and manufacturing this vending machine. Manufacturers such as Kimberly-Clark would be our clients. And then this would, of course, be dependent on a partnership through manufacturer like Kimberly and retailers such as Carrefour, because of course the retailer has to agree to incorporate this change in their supermarket layout, right? So of course we would be dependent on this partnership, and that is why we are targeting retailers such as Carrefour, because these kind of retailers, one, they are already aware of their ESG score, of their waste, so they really want to invest. I don't know if you remember from our presentation, but for example, Carrefour is already reducing 50% of the plastic in vegetables or fruit, so they are really investing in that. And also retailers such as Carrefour, they do have the economical resources and the space to accommodate these type of changes in their supermarkets. So that is why we are dependent on this partnership between manufacturer and retailer. But we believe that if we target the right retailers, we can make it happen.
Thank you. Helpful.
I've got two questions. One, as someone who knows a lot about retail shelf space and the scarcity of that and the velocity of your product, what's your thoughts on this sort of velocity of toilet paper fitting into a vending machine, and how often would that have to be restocked, and who restocks those machines? That's my first question. The other question would be, what if one of your first retailers demanded exclusivity on this for 5-10 years? Would you grant your sort of machine license to them for exclusivity?
Right. Yeah. So regarding the first question, we would have loved to have actual data, for example, from a retailer, from Carrefour, to see what is the real turnover of toilet paper. But since it's a product that we always use and all of us use, that's why we chose it. We believe the turnover is pretty high. So to assure that, we took that into account when designing our model, right? So the vending machine, as you've seen in the pictures, will have these pellets. These pellets contain the individual toilet papers, and the manufacturer only have to deliver these pellets to the retailer, so that the retailer has no manipulation of toilet paper, and those pellets are directly inserted in the vending machine. So these pellets would be recyclable. So the idea is that circular economy, so the pellets go back and forth from the retailer to the manufacturer. So that would be how we would ensure that there is constant replacement of toilet paper.
And they would deliver more than one. So they would deliver more than the actual ones that are used in the machine. So the retailer, instead of having, in the back, I guess, a ton of extra packages, they would have extra pellets. So it could be like a cycle. So of course, upon delivery, they would deliver empty pellets. And again, that circular economy that Anna was mentioning. And in terms of exclusivity, I think we would absolutely be open, especially again, if it's a big retailer that has a huge reach like Carrefour. I mean, Carrefour isn't only big in Spain, it's huge in France, for example. So it's definitely something that we would be open to. At the end of the day, we're in early stages. So I think in general, we're very open to adopting the idea and really nailing the business model in the best way possible.
Yeah, and to support the point.
Unfortunately, we are at time, so I need to cut you off. Thank you so much, Asade. And thank you, judges, for your questions. Next, we'll hear from Kwame Nkrumah, University of Science and Technology, based in Ghana. On deck is India professional Ashaya. Kwame Nkrumah, please go ahead and set up your slides. Okay, they look great. And I'm going to set up 7 minutes on the clock here. Your slides look great. And are we ready to go? Great. And in
Thank you.
Martin Luther is presenting. Great. And I believe Nadia. So we'll get your spotlights up.
Yes.
Thank you, Jana.
All right.
And and you are ready to roll in 3, 2, 1.
Hi, everyone. I'm Martin, and this is Golden Plastics, a subsidiary company under our parent sustainability company, Brown Technology. Here, we reveal the treasure in plastic waste, the effect of the mismanagement of plastic waste on the environment. Sorry. The effect of the mismanagement of plastic waste on the environment no longer need. And that is why I am here to tell you my story. Growing up at the northern part of Ghana, my father had 50 acres of agricultural lands. Today, none of such lands are available for purpose because all have been invaded by plastic materials. In 2018, I came down south for my undergraduate studies, only to realize that what I had read in history about the coastal communities in Ghana had become history because most water bodies had been invaded by plastic. In 2019, I lost Kwesi with plastics. Just like Kwesi, yearly, hundreds of Ghanaians die through floods associated with choked gutters from plastic waste. Yet beyond my story, 28,000 deaths annually, according to statistics, are as a result of plastic waste pollution. This is because 81% of the daily plastic waste produced in Ghana end up in uncontrolled landfills. Yet, the few actors within the plastic value chain in Ghana are unable to deal with the problem due to weaker sector collaboration. The situation is even 4 times worse in other African countries like Kenya. This is where our solution comes in handy. We pick plastic materials from the environment, recycle them into other useful products, such as beautiful wall designs and portraits, furniture, and with our One Up model, we enhance a vibrant sector collaboration between various actors within the circular value chain. This is to ensure that various actors are well prepared to deal with the problem in the region. This is how our One Up model operates. We feature various actors within the circular plastic recycling value chain, including plastic collectors, recycling companies, aggregators, customers. On this platform, all persons interested in the plastic recycling value chain are hosted and are allowed to transact businesses with and even transact businesses whilst we generate revenue through subscription.
Martin, excuse me. I'm sorry to interrupt. Can you start over from this slide? We were getting some chop and I don't want your presentation to be disrupted.
Okay, from this?
From the next one. Yeah, right here. Thank you.
All right. Yes, this is how our One Up model operates. On this application, it is a special application mainly for plastic to all people interested in the plastic recycling value chain. And so on this platform, we feature various actors such as plastic collectors, aggregators, distributors, and recycling companies. On this platform, actors are able to transact businesses, our competitors are able to sell their products, whilst we earn a source of income through subscription and transaction. Customers are able, who are interested in plastic waste products being recycled into new products, are able to make order and purchases and track their transaction. This is a model that is meant to enhance a vibrant sector collaboration within the region. Our business model is simple and we have operated for the past 3 months. We have established 6 collection centers across communities within the Kumasi city, which we have employed rural women to manage. Collecting these plastics materials from the women, we recycle, promote, and distribute through our One Up model. And we say by transforming competition into collaboration, we make the plastic circular industry a world of fun through our model. So Nadia, my co-founder, will take us through how we have been operating within the past 3 months.
Okay, so over the past 3 months, we've been working with 16 rural women to support them by buying plastics from them. So these plastics are assembled and being sorted out into various categories based on our desired end products. We recycle the products into furniture, wall designs, and traditional designs, which includes the Ghanaian traditional designs such as the Adikra symbol. So over the past period, we've been able to gain we've been able to raise a revenue of 2,000 Ghana cedis by selling 40 products and providing jobs to 60 rural women. This shows an increase in the demand of our products and a rise in revenue for our operations. So we need the $10,000 to invest 35% in our web and mobile app enhancements, 40% in our production line, 10% in our sales outlets, and 15% in promotion and sales campaign. With this support, we will be able to absorb 244,000 kilograms of plastic waste, enhance the sector collaboration, directly employ 1,000 women, and gain a revenue of $30,000. So we are made up of a 4-member team, which includes Martin being our corporate lead, Nadia being our agenda officer, because we believe gender equity is paramount in this project, Nicholas being our research and finance officer, and Emmanuel being our chief technology officer. So our advisors include Davis Bwansi, a lecturer at KNUST, and Connor Brockman, an environment, health, and sustainable manager at Milacro, with our partners including Fuller, Zoom Lion, Recycle App Ghana, and Ghana Chamber of Young Entrepreneurs. So investing means keeping plastics out of the environment whilst providing a source of livelihood to rural women, because we provide them with their daily needs indirectly. Thank you.
Thank you, Martin and Nadia, and we will open it up for the floor to the judges for 5 minutes.
All right. Thank you. Could you maybe clarify, and sorry, that was a little bit choppy, difficult to understand, but help me understand if I understood this correctly. We are collecting plastics from the community, and then you guys are making products like we've seen on those pictures and selling them through the app. Is that the way it works?
Exactly. And so we employ both organic means and then the online means. So exactly that. But in addition to that, we also ensure that our purpose with the app is to ensure we enhance collaboration between various actors. And so apart from selling, we also give others opportunity to transact business. And so others who also want to support the industry by purchasing products, when subscribes, knows that whatever product he or she is buying is from a plastic recycled product, as a way of supporting the industry and making it more stronger to function.
Understood.
Who is your primary customer audience? Who do you think will use this the most?
Can you please ask your question again?
Yes, your customer. Who is the primary customer that you will try to reach with the app?
Yes, our primary customers are, so we have our customer segments here. So we target schools, that is institutions, urban homes and offices, because we have noticed that these are the category of customers that use our products a lot, and these are our market, our target market.
And are you operating collection centers yourself, or do you buy the raw material, their feedstock, let's say, from recycling companies or collect? How does that work?
Yes, so we establish the collection centers ourselves. However, there are already existing collection centers, but these are not enough because you would get to certain urban areas and slums without even a single collection center. And so we establish this collection center and then institute or place a rural woman who is unable to earn, then we employ the person to manage. And so other people find an incentive in bringing their plastics to these collection centers. Then we come and pick them up, then recycle them onto the product you have seen on our screen.
And then when it comes to production, oh, I'm sorry, Sarah, go ahead.
Okay. I was just going to ask about the competition. Who is your competition in this space?
All right. Just a minute.
Martin, we'll add a minute to your Q&A time. Did you hear the final question from Sarah? Who is your competition? Martin and Nadia, are you there? Can you hear us?
Yes, I'm trying to, it's on. Can you see my screen?
No, you'll
Please,
need
can
to
you see my
reshare
screen?
again. Now we can see it.
Okay, 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 all right. I'm sharing it. So we have made an analysis of our top competitors in the country against various parameters. That is Koliba Ghana Limited, Caesar Recycling, and Easy Waste Ghana. Some of these are doing very well in the industry, but as a company that want to be at the top of competition, they find the lag in some of these parameters, and we think that we are doing very well when it comes to these parameters.
We have about 30 seconds more for any final question.
I was just wondering about the production process. When I saw some of those products, how can you just maybe briefly describe how you go from a bottle to, I think I saw a chair, for instance. Do you manage that production line yourself?
Yes, so at the moment, we do not have equipment to be able to automate our production process. But what we do right now is we pick up the plastics, and through manual means, we have two methods of recycling. One is the casting method, and another is the bottle top method. So we produce other products using the bottle tops, and other products we melt and cast them against a surface. When it solidifies, then we shape it into the furniture that you have seen on the screen. So every operation is manual at the moment, and we hope to get funding in order to automate our process.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Martin and Nadia. And now we will move in to our final presentation today, Indian-based startup Ashaya.
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you all.
Hi, Anish. Great to see you. If you could go ahead and share your slides, and we'll get the timer set up for you. Okay, your slides look great.
One second. Oh, 1 second. Let me just minimize me. Okay.
Sure.
Cool.
You're all set?
Yeah. Yeah, ready.
All right. In 3, 2, 1.
Hi, my name is Anish Malpani, and I'm the founder of Ashaya. We're reimagining waste and poverty for good here in India. So 50 to 80% of the waste in India is treated or landfill. That's 30 to 50 million tons a year. At the same time, 1.5 to 4 million waste pickers in India live multidimensionally poor lives. Just for context, in Pune, my city, 30% of waste pickers have been bitten by dogs. It's the shittiest life you can possibly live. At Ashaya, we extract resources from waste using deep tech and convert them into high quality virgin-like materials and products while propelling waste pickers permanently into better livelihoods. The specific problem we're starting with is metallized multi-layered plastic packaging, or think packets of chips, chocolate wrappers, Tetra Pak, box of Pringles. In India, it turns out that 60% of plastic is recycled, one of the highest rates in the world. But the 40% that's not recycled mainly comprises this MLP. It's considered impossible to recycle because it contains 3 to 5 different types of materials, like different types of plastics fused together, aluminium, paper. It's very light and high volume, making it expensive to transport, and it's inconsistent. It's so impossible to recycle that globally less than 1% of this packaging is recycled, and 80% of all ocean leakage from ground is not straws, it's flexible packaging. It's honestly the worst kind of plastic waste out there. So what do we do? In the first step, our patent pending process first demetallizes the MLP and then chemomechanically extracts building blocks or raw materials. In the second step, we compound these raw materials into high quality recycled materials, which then get molded into high quality products like sunglasses and coasters that we sell through our new brand Without. And what's really unique about our process is that 50 to 75% of the process can be run by waste pickers. Our USP of the chemical recycling process is that it increases the recyclability of the material. As some of you might be aware, that the current solutions that exist for recycling of MLP are waste to energy, pyrolysis, mixing with concrete and cement. And I don't want to hate on these solutions because it's better to have some recycling solutions than none, but these are all end-of-life solutions. They either destroy value or delay the inevitable, have poor economics, and some of them are actually bad for the environment. What we do differently is that we chemomechanically extract materials. So the new materials we create are way more recyclable than the original material and have much more life in many cycles down the stream. We also are really proud of the mechanical properties we get. Tensile strength, which is how strong the material is, we get close to virgin-like material properties for tensile strength, and elongation and break, which is how flexible the material is also high. So this combination of tensile strength and flexibility makes it for a really unique material that we're proud of. We also made this, we also tested it for toxicity tests using some of the most intense tests out there. These are European standard tests. They reach SVHC compliance and ROHs, and no toxins were detected. Here's a glimpse of the process. This is MLP. It's actually dirtier than this. This is after we washed it, put on the table. After shredding, and then after our patent pending process, you start seeing the separation, right? We get rid of the metal, we separate out the polyolefin, which is polypropylene with polyethylene, and then the monomer of PET, which we degrade and get terephthalic acid. And then we chemomechanically compound this into high quality materials and repolymerize PET, which we then make into our first product, which are the world's first recycled sunglasses made from packets of chips and coasters. These sunglasses, which are the world's first, made from packets of chips, the frames are made from the worst plastic out there. There's a QR code on the side that tells you the story of how these sunglasses were upcycled, where the waste came from, which waste pickers worked on it, how it was recycled. And we have full vertical integration, so it allows us to do that. And also, these are very functional sunglasses. They're UV polarized, they're durable, they're light. We drove a car over them. You can go check out our Instagram channel, and they didn't break. So we really think they're bendy. They're very durable. We launched our sunglasses on February 16th as a beta program, and the video we put out went viral. We got over 1 million impressions within the first week. And until now, we've been covered by close to 90 regional news publications in multiple languages. Our goal was to sell 500 sunglasses in the first 3 months. We ended up selling 500 sunglasses in 6 days. We couldn't keep up with the sales. It was a little crazy in our lab because we were 6 people doing this and 5 waste pickers. And we spent $0 on digital marketing spend, basically proving that we have some market validation. But we're not just making sunglasses. Sunglasses are not going to solve the MLP problem. They're just a proof of concept of what our material can do. The long-term play is to build fully integrated recycling centers that process not just MLP, but all post-consumer plastic waste into high-quality materials and products while empowering waste pickers. The revenue streams are B2C, obviously with selling products to climate-conscious affluent millennials and Gen Zs. But the long-term play is B2B materials to large-scale manufacturers and selling our technology and licensing our tech to governments, foundations, corporates in India and across the world. A long-term utopia is more decentralized. Waste is not a central problem, it's a local problem and should be dealt as locally as possible. So our goal is to build decentralized small to medium recycling centers in all sub-districts in India that process not just MLP or plastic, but all types of waste, formalize the informal sector, and are financially sustainable. These material cradles will be supported by centralized R&D labs that constantly innovate and push tech out to the recycling centers. We're building our first R&D lab here in Pune. It's not, and here's a glimpse of it, it's not Dexter's laboratory. It's pretty rugged from the bottom up, but having our own machinery like extruders and injection molding machines have allowed us to experiment rapidly. For instance, in the first year, we did close to 1,000 experiments with an average time of 3 hours. These are not your like fintech A/B tests, these are complex chemical experiments. Now, we're truly an impact-first startup. We've even amended our MOAs to legally bind us to our impact, which very few startups in the world do, and especially in India. And the metrics we hold ourselves accountable to in the long run is number of waste pickers we permanently push out of poverty based on the multidimensional poverty index, tons of waste we divert from landfill, tons of carbon we avoid. But in the next few years, our goal is not to focus on quantity, but quality. We want to focus on deep impact. It's not about giving 500 waste pickers a 5% increase in income. That's not going to change their lives. The goal is to permanently lift them out of poverty. So we want to focus on depth first and scale that depth over the next 10 years across India, across the world, and really multiply our impact. So far, our impact is humble. We have formalized 5 waste pickers who work with us on a part-time basis. 10% of our sales go towards waste picker children. We pay a premium, as in 10% goes towards scholarships for children. We've given 14 scholarships so far, or will be giving. We pay 3 times premium for the MLP, which is additional income to the waste picker, and also incentivize this collection. We've diverted a little bit of MLP. These are the waste pickers. I can give you stories about them if you want. I know I rushed through that because there's a lot going on. This is going to be hard, and that's the point. Happy to take questions. I know there might be a bunch.
Great. Thank you, Anish. And we will open it up to the judges for 5 minutes of questions.
Quick question. How do you think the carbon footprint of, say, those sunglasses compares to traditional sunglasses?
So very little. So traditional sunglasses are made from like cellulose acetate and virgin plastic, right? And those come from fossil fuels. Our plastic comes from waste, and our main process happens at 120 degrees Celsius. So it doesn't happen at high temperatures. So we are very positive about our life cycle analysis and carbon footprint. It's really hard to calculate right now. We don't have the budget. Probably use the money from this for that. So we don't have an exact number, but very confident that it is a much greener process, and we do avoid carbon.
I'd be curious, could you spend a little bit more time on the technology, the chemical sort of technology that you outlined? Like how novel is that? How unique is that? Are there other competitors or similar processes?
No, so that's the patent we filed for. It's nobody else in the world is doing this. We're the first ones to kind of crack it. But we're also the only ones trying to really work on it, right? Because it's a very hard problem. And also there is not much incentive. Most people come into this space to make money. And there are much easier ways to make money in recycling than talk to MLP. Like even like when we launched our sunglasses, like everybody, like a lot of people from the US also reached out for this technology. ExxonMobil, their Recyclex arms as well reached out to us about this. So it is very unique what we're doing, and we are pretty proud of what we've achieved so far. And because the patent we filed for is for a simultaneous depolymerization and demetallization of MLP that nobody does, and in one reactor. And as I said, we're not in some Dexter. We don't have some complex lab. The fact that we can do it in our lab means that it's very scalable. It's not super complex to do. The catalyst we use, the temperature we use, the chemicals we use, and that we've optimized for and filed the patent. And simultaneous things happen in one reactor, which makes it more cost efficient as well.
Tell me a little bit about your background, how you got to this idea.
So yeah, I was working in corporate America for a big media company, iHeartMedia, in New York. Realized that I didn't want to spend my life making money. I was seeking purpose. That cliched story, right? So I quit to come back to India to work on to use the skills that I have to do something better. But I didn't know anything about impact. I didn't know anything about India. So I spent the next 3 years learning about that. I spent over a year in Guatemala, spent over half a year in Nairobi, Kenya, working with local entrepreneurs, learning what it takes to make impact. And then I came to India, started researching the poverty space, came across waste pickers and the waste issue, found it to be very interesting and intriguing. And then researched that space for a year. And then started Ashaya. And the key learning that I had was there wasn't enough technology working on fundamentally increasing the value of waste that is not recycled. Once you increase the value of waste, all the other incentives start aligning. There's incentive to collect it, there's incentive to sell it. And I know, like, you know, the Coca-Colas of the world, all of the big companies in the world are hungry for sustainable material that is consistent and of high quality. You just don't get that easily. And we want to try and change that, because that's the only way the circular economy is going to function.
How much were the sunglasses, and was there an ROI?
So we 80% gross margins. I can walk you through the unit economics. So proud of that. We sell them for 1,000 rupees in India, which is a decent price point here, but it's about $12. So it's pretty cheap. The demand for the sunglasses probably be much higher outside of India, in the US and in Europe. So we've actually had to say no to a lot of these orders. I think one US company went to our website and bought like 45 sunglasses, and we didn't have to, and then they like shipped it to some country, some state in India, because I think there's somebody flying to the US, and I was like, wow, we can't even say no to this order, because we're a lab. We can produce like 10, 20, 30 sunglasses a day, right? It's not, we can't produce that many. So, I mean, it's a really good problem to have. We probably said more no's than yeses, and we keep, and now we're just kind of upgrading our product. So it was a nice surprise to have. It's a nice problem to have.
Sorry, last question if we have time. What I don't know if I heard this, but maybe you said it. What landed you on the decision on sunglasses?
Yeah, so we did like a whole, we looked at, we brainstormed 400 different products, and then we dwindled down to a top 70 list of products that we thought were applicable. And we looked at many like properties, like the average search volume on Amazon, market saturation, demand to market ratio, like monthly sales. Like we tried to see what was going to make the most sense. Also like excitement, like could we do it? Like, you know, also we don't have like complex machines, so we couldn't make like big products, right? We had to choose certain products. They had to be black because our material was colored up to black. So we had a lot of restrictions. And also we don't want something too simple, like coasters. Even though we do coasters, we didn't want to double down on coasters because it's too simple. Almost any material can be made into coasters. Sunglasses, and I'm wearing these right now. I mean, the frames, they're not, you can't just use any material for them. We wanted to show off the properties of our material, right? Because we want to be able to use these materials in high quality applications, not just benches and roads, because you know, that's easy. So that's why sunglasses kind of fit that mold really well. But then we realized it was more complex than we thought, but we cracked it, and we're pretty, I mean, it's been really hard work, guys. And I would love for you, I mean, I know you're far away, but if you're ever in India or Pune, please come visit our lab. I would love to show you guys around.
Great. Thank you so much, Anish. Thank you, judges. We are now going to transition into about an 8-minute break. So judges, as a reminder, you can use this time to finalize your scorecards. I sent you all of the finalist presentations in your email if you'd like to refer to those. As a reminder, you're sending your scorecards to circularplastics@netimpact.org. So we'll go into the break now. Everybody enjoy your break, and please be back here promptly at the 25-minute mark. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Let us know that you're here by putting on your camera for us so we can know that most of the folks have returned back from the break. Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed your break. So now the exciting part really begins. We'll move into the 15-minute breakout rooms. As a reminder, the 3 final judges will go into one breakout room and all finalist teams will move into another. Members of the Net Impact staff will join all the finalist teams in your breakout room and will be there to facilitate that breakout room. If you are a final judge or finalist team, you are invited to join the breakout rooms. Everyone else, we ask that you please sit tight here in the homeroom until we're back from our breakout rooms. Judges now have the very difficult decision to make for the winning teams of the challenge. All right, you should have a pop-up on your screen now to join the breakout room, and we'll be back here in about 15 minutes. See you soon. Our finalist breakout room is just completing their breakout room. We gave them a moment to connect with one another and get to know each other a little bit. This is the first time that the other finalist teams have even seen the other ideas, so. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed your breakout room and the opportunity to get to know each other a little bit. So we know that you've been waiting for this moment, and the time is quickly approaching to reveal the challenge winners. Before we reveal our first, second, and third place winning teams, we'd like to give the floor to our final judges to share some final remarks. Sarah Dearman, we'll start with you, and then we'll hear from Massimo and then Kurt.
Well, as someone who is working every day to solve challenges in the space of combating waste, this has been truly inspiring. This is the exact kind of out-of-the-box, action-oriented thinking that we need to solve this problem. It's clear that you've all put a ton of passion into this. You've, I'm sure, put a lot of hours of thought into these concepts and a lot of effort. And I just want to say, on behalf of the industry, thank you. Thank you for lending your talent to this space. I hope that you stay here because we need more people like you working to solve this issue. So thank you and best of luck with the amazing things that I'm sure are going to come next for each of you.
Yeah, well, a big thank you and a big congratulations to all. I mean, I would say everyone is a winner today. You all did a great job on the presentation. But really, right, the business is secondary. I think from my perspective, what I really saw today is a lot of passion for a topic that, you know, I think about my kids and this is exactly what's going to make their life and their kids' life better. And so really thank you for your commitment. I know you guys are, you know, spending a lot of time and probably being away from friends and family sometimes as well is a tough thing to do, but you're doing it for a great cause, and I wish you the best of luck, no matter how things go today. I think you'll do great. And if there's anything that, you know, me and my company can do to help, please do reach out. This is really a great cause.
Yeah, there's usually not much to add when you go last, because completely agree with Sarah and Massimo. And it's frankly humbling, truly humbling to sit here and have the privilege to just evaluate, like listen to all of your collective passion. I think both Sarah and Massimo said that passion is what fuels innovation. And you all came to this with a strong purpose. I'm really impressed. I mean, we all are, that you could deliver this in 5 minutes. Just fantastic ideas. 5 minutes is not much time, but all of you did a fantastic job in that regard. And I also think that regardless of the outcome, each and every single one of you will see success in your passion in your life, whether it's through these projects or these ideas and or others. So while it might be ending on a bit of a cliche, you are absolutely all winners today. There's no doubt in my mind, and through life, and the world will be a better place because of you. So thank you. I guess I'll be quiet so we can find out the winners now. But
thank you, judges. Thank you so much for being here today and for sharing your expertise with us. We really appreciate it once again. So now for the big reveal. We are thrilled to share with you the winning teams of the 2023 Circular Plastics Challenge. Drum roll, please. In descending order from third place, the $1,000 cash prize is awarded to Asade Business School. Yay, congratulations. And in second place, winning the $2,000 cash prize goes to the Tanzania professional team. Congratulations, Tanzania. And last, but of course not least, the first place $10,000 grand prize is awarded to the Indian-based startup Ashaya that is making multi-layer plastic packaging to create highly recyclable sunglasses and potentially other future products from their patent-pending technology. Anish Malpani representing the rest of his team, congratulations. We are so excited to see the future of Ashaya, where you take this business with all of your passion and technical innovation. Congratulations, Anish. And Jachendra, who's also on the call from your team.
Yeah, thank you guys. This means a lot. Like the money goes really far here, so I really appreciate this. Means a lot. Seriously, thank you.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations once again to all of you. Whether or not you won the prize money, as the judges said, we are extremely impressed by all of your hard work and are 100% certain that you all have really bright futures ahead of you. As we begin to wrap up today's final showcase, on behalf of Net Impact, the Coca-Cola Company, and Hillenbrand, I want to thank our finalist teams for the hard work and dedication you all put into preparing for today. I also want to hand the mic over to our program partners from the Coca-Cola Company and Hillenbrand to say a few words. We always like to say here at Net Impact that behind corporations are real people. So putting a face to these corporations and our program partners that help put on this program is really important to us. So Kurt Ritter from the Coca-Cola Company, and then Tori Flynn.
Okay, yeah, I guess I'm back. We are so proud to be part of this. We're a fairly well-known company, right? And we also are fairly well-known for the fact that we have a big role in partnering across so many different stakeholders on solving so many problems and issues the world's facing. And I think you said it very well. The people behind large companies, I mean, we are so committed, and we care about all the different ways in which how we can do that. One of which is to listen to innovative ideas. And don't ever assume in your walks of life that there are people, whether in my role or other roles in big corporations, that have the answers, because we don't. And I think we all depend on each other to find sort of the innovative solutions that help, frankly, come up with ways in which how some of these issues are solved. And that's what we've learned here today. And that's why we participate as much as we can in forums and sessions like what we've done today. I said it just a minute ago, I see all these ideas, and I'm sure there was other ideas and proposals competing in this great environment that didn't even make it here today, that frankly will have an impact on the world, right? And so again, we're really humbled. I just wanted to, in a virtual way, on behalf of the Coca-Cola Company, thank the Net Impact organization and all the other judges, and most importantly, all of you. It's hard to sort of give you high fives and handshakes and say thank you in person when we do this way, but it also does allow us to come together. So just a fantastic thank you. We know we'll be back here again and listen to more ideas in other times, but just fantastic, well done. So thank you.
Thanks, Kurt. And Tori Flynn, the person who had provided the vision and was truly the genesis of this program. Tori Flynn, thank you so much for your visionary leadership. All of us have you to thank for leading the charge with this program, and it is what it is today because of the seed of your vision. So thank you.
Well, vision is built on many different people and also built on many different ideas and concepts that come forward. And really this started, for those of you that don't know, with my intern that thought there wasn't a place for him at a plastics company, at a company that also works on recycling. And so we started to really explore what this could look like, because that is not what we want. We want to encourage people to join, and we want to encourage people to be the solution thinkers. And I just want to say thank you to Kurt with Coca-Cola, Massimo with Coperion, Sarah with the Recycling Partnership, and specifically Net Impact. You guys have done a tremendous job in putting this together. You may have seen while I was watching all of you, like at the edge of my seat, I also had someone else, watching you. This is my daughter, Sophie, and she's off school today. And they didn't have school today. And I said, hey, Sophie, do you want to see what your future looks like? I said, come watch this. Give me 2 hours. Look at what your future looks like. And so, boy, did you guys show up. And so you saw her. I've told her to stay off camera, and then she started to slowly inch on. And by the last presentation, she was totally glued. So I just wanted to say thank you, because think about this. In the US, you guys thought about rethinking waste at restaurants. In Tanzania, vending machines to collect plastic waste. In Spain, tackling plastic packaging one toilet paper roll at a time. To Ghana, connecting communities to turn garbage into goods. India, lifting pickers out of poverty through proof of concept of a new material. Like, amazing. And that's just the top 5. We're not even talking about the 50 that participated in this. So I asked her, do you want to see what the future looks like? And I'm going to tell you in your words what this looks like. I was writing it down, just completely inspired. And as Kurt said, humbled by what you guys have been able to put together. This is what the future looks like. Disruption of industry, intersector collaboration, transforming competition into collaboration, keeping plastics out of the environment while creating a source of livelihood for rural women, reimagining waste and poverty for good, turning waste at a local level to deal with local solutions, increasing the value of waste to increase the value of recycling, changing the world to drive the circular economy, to seek purpose. Those are your words from today. And let me tell you, at Hillenbrand, our purpose, and you can see it behind Massimo's screen, is to shape what matters for tomorrow. And that is really what you guys are helping us do. And it shows us what the future looks like. So thank you so much for showing, your future consumers what this looks like. I appreciate you all so much for sharing your vision and innovation with us today.
Thank you, Tori. Well, we want to capture this moment. So we're going to take just a second to take a group photo, and Jana's going to help us take the photo. So we invite you to come on camera, and I'll count us down. I'm doing a lot of countdowns today. So come on camera, and once Jana gives me the heads up, we'll be ready to take the group photo. All right, looks like we're ready. Everybody smile big. And 3, 2, 1. Jana, are we all set? All right, thanks everyone. Great. So we also, as we wrap up our event, we are always about here at Net Impact self-improvement, which we know all of you are as well, because you have literally taken one of the most challenging problems of our society today and are looking for better ways to do things. So we want to hear what you thought of today's events. We take this feedback really seriously. It's a 2-minute survey. It's short and sweet for you. We want to continue to run these programs and run these innovation challenges, and your feedback means the world to us so that we can continue to provide really excellent experiences like the ones you had today. So please take our final event survey. The invite is open to our finalist participants only. And then if we could go to the next slide, please. We also invite everyone on the call, the final judges, our program partners, and our finalist participants to join our LinkedIn group. This is a unlisted LinkedIn group, so you won't be able to find it publicly if you search on LinkedIn, but this is a great way to stay connected with this community that we've built on this call today, to continue to stay in touch. And we hope that these ideas actually have some legs, the theoretical concepts at least. So we want to continue to support your ideas and innovation and just stay connected as we go about our lives after this event concludes today. Lastly, We want to thank our program partners, the Coca-Cola Company and Hillenbrand, for making this program possible and supporting circular innovations for plastics. We also want to give a huge thanks to our final judging panel, Sarah Dearman from the Recycling Partnership, Kurt Ritter from the Coca-Cola Company, and Massimo Serapioni from Coperion, which is a Hillenbrand company. Thank you so much for all your questions today and your insights. You did a really excellent job. And last but certainly not least, thank you to everyone who tuned in to this event on our YouTube live stream. We really appreciate your interest in the program and hope you enjoyed today's final showcase. Have a wonderful day, everyone, and congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Great job, everyone. Thank you.
Have a great day. Thank you.
Bye. Good job.